Dividing two or more algebraic terms by algebraic terms. To divide two or more algebraic terms, divide each algebraic term by the divisor. Example 1. Divide a negative 24 x to the third power, y to the fourth power, plus 8xy minus 16 x to the third power, y to the third power, divided by 4xy. In writing this problem, it is helpful to write the 4xy as the divisor for each term in this expression. Negative 24x to the third, y to the fourth, divided by 4xy, positive 8xy, divided by 4xy, and a negative 16x to the third, y to the third, divided by 4xy. Divide a negative 24 divided by 4, so negative 6, x to the third divided by x to the first power, subtract the exponents, is equal to x to 3 minus 1 is 2, y to the fourth power divided by y to the first power is equal to 4 minus 1 y to the third power, plus 4 divides an 8 2 times, x to the first power divided by x to the first power is equal to x to the 0 power, y to the first power divided by y to the first power is equal to y to the 0 power. A negative 16 divided by a positive 4 is equal to a negative 4. X to the third power divided by x to the first power is equal to x to the second power. And y to the third power divided by y to the first power is equal to y to the second power. To simplify the next step, negative 6x to the second power, y to the third power. Remember, anytime an exponent is to the 0 power, it is equivalent to 1. 2 times 1 times 1 minus 4x to the second power, y to the second power. Negative 6x to the second power, y to the third power, plus 2 minus 4x to the second power, y to the second power. Therefore, negative 24x to the third, y to the fourth, plus 8xy minus 16x to the third, y to the third, divided by 4xy is equal to a negative 6x to the second power, y to the third power, plus 2 minus 4x to the second power, y to the second power. Example 2. Divide 6ab minus 2ab to the second power plus 6a to the second power b divided by 2ab. Let's rewrite this problem as 6ab over 2ab minus 2ab squared over 2ab plus 6a to the second power b over 2ab. Let's divide. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. A divided by a would equal to a to the 0 power. B divided by b would equal to b to the 0 power. Minus, negative divided by positive is a negative. 2 would divide into 2 one time. A divided by a would equal to a to the 0 power. B to the second divided by b to the first power is equal to b to the first power. Plus 2 divides into 6 3 times. A to the second power divided by a is equal to a to the first power. B to the first power divided by b to the first power is equal to b to the 0 power. Let's simplify. 3 times a to the 0 power is 1 times b to the 0 power, which is 1, minus 1 times a to the 0 power is 1, times b to the first power, plus 3 a to the first power, b to the 0 power is equal to 1. 3 times 1 is 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1 times 1 is 1, 1b to the first power, plus 1 times 3a to the first power will be 3a to the first power. This problem can be written in a different form as 3 minus b plus 3a. Because we can leave the 1 off here, and we can also leave the exponent off, because it's understood that this a has an exponent 1. It's understood that this b has an exponent 1 and a coefficient of 1 also. Example number 3. Divide 4b to the third power c to the fourth power minus 16bc divided by 8bc. Let's rewrite this particular expression. 4b to the third power c to the fourth power over 8bc minus 16bc divided by 8bc. As we observe 4 and 8, we can reduce 4 and 8 by using a common factor of 4. 4 we're dividing into 4 one time, 4 we're dividing into 8 two times. Therefore, let's write 4 over 8 as 1/2 by reducing it down. 4 will go into 4 one time, 4 will go into 8 two times. B to the third power divided by b to the first power is equal to b to the second power. 3 minus 1 is 2. C to the fourth power divided by c to the first power is equal to c to the third power. 4 minus 1 is 3. 8 is positive. 16 is negative. A positive divided into a negative is equal to a negative 2. B divided by b is equal to b to the 0 power. C divided by c is equal to c to the 0 power. 1b to the second power, c to the third power, over 2 minus 2 times 1 times 1. Again, remember the rule. Any number or any variable, any expression raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. 1b to the second power, c to the third power, over 2 minus 2. This answer can also be written as 1/2 b to the second power, c to the third power, minus 2.
Now that you know quite a bit of algebra, let's have some fun with algebra. I'm going to give you an example of number tricks. And with this, what I have here on this whiteboard, you can really wow your friends with all the knowledge that you possess. And what I have over here, this is written out in arithmetic, and this is algebra. And I want you to notice how algebra simplifies all these words. So we're going to now pick any number. We're going to make that x. So we don't know what that number is. Now over here, I have two numbers. We're going to say that you pick 6 or you pick 2. We'll do both of them together later on. All right, but this is x. Now we put the x over here. Triple that number. Now that's English, arithmetic. Or we say in algebra, 3x. Notice how it's simplified with algebra. You don't have to say a lot of words. Add 8 to that number. 3x plus 8. We take all those words, and all we do is say plus 8. Now we have here double that number. So we put that in parentheses, so 3x plus 8, and multiply it by 2. Subtract 16. Now we subtract 16 from that. And then we divide that entire number over here by 6. So now let's just do that problem. Now say you're going to pick the number 6. I don't know it. And you could do this. You could pick any number you want to if you want to and rerun this video. All right, so let's do that. 6, you triple that number, is 18. You add 8 to that number. 18 plus 6 is 26. Double that number, 26 plus 26 is 52. Subtract 16 from that number is 36. And divide 6 into 36 equals 6. The same number, so it will be x. Let's do that over here then with the number 2. We did that over here, but let's do this now in this equation. We're going to make x2. So here's the equation that we have over here. So it's 2 times 3. 3x will be 6 plus 8 minus 16 divided by 6. So it'll be 2 times 6 plus 8 is 14 minus 16 divided by 6. That would be 28 minus 16 divided by 6. 28 minus 16 is 12. So it's 12 divided by 6, and that will equal 2, the same number that we started with. So we have that vertically over here. Now let's look at the logic of this. And that's what math is, and algebra particularly is logic. Notice what we're doing here. Pick any number. I don't care from 1 to 1,000 or 10,000, any number you want to. All right? That's irrelevant right now. Triple that number. Add 8 to that number. All right? Now when you double that number, what are you doing? You're making this 6 times, and you're making that 16. You see that? When you double that number now, you're doubling this too, but we don't know what that is. Then you subtract 16, so that's this double 8 that you added, and divide it by 6 because you doubled this triple number, then you end up with the same x. Now what you can do, and listen what I'm saying now, you know this is x. Now if you really want to wow people with it, you can say, like, add 10 to this. So now it's 10 plus x, you know that. Then you can say, subtract the number that you started with. If you understand what I'm saying, you end up, now you know that everybody in that room, of 100 people, they all have 10. Then you can do anything. You could say, double that number, divide that number, add this, subtract this, and at the end you could drag that on for 100 mathematical numbers here, and everybody will, you all have 6 or some number, and they'll look at you as some Wonder Man or Wonder Woman knowing how to do number tricks. So use your algebra skills now and have a little fun with your friends and study this year. Here's the board. You can take a good view of it and write it down, and you can write your own. Some of you who want to be creative, make your own number trick. And basically what you're starting over here, you pick any number that x, but you got to end up with x over here, and then at the end you can say subtract the number that you started with, and you can have lots of fun with it.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.